Do you enjoy doing this with your hard-earned money? If so, this video probably isn't for you. But if you're like everybody else who doesn't have cash to burn, well, keep watching. I'm going to show you how to save a bundle of it. Hello and welcome to I Want to Cook. My name is Chef Matt and this channel is all about helping you be a better cook. And today's episode is not just about cooking, but saving money while doing so. Now, if you're watching this video, you probably already go to the grocery store and buy your own food and cook it. And that is a huge savings over eating out at a restaurant. You already know this. But the truth is that even grocery stores are rife with traps that can have you waste money. And that's because a lot of foods at the grocery store are pre-packaged for convenience. But that convenience can come at a steep cost, sometimes 2 to 10 times or more the price of just buying the food yourself and doing a little extra work. Now, there are countless examples of this, but today I'm going to share 10 of the most egregious. Any one of these pre-packaged items costs way more than it needs to be. And if you buy them on a regular basis, you could be wasting hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And of course, with pre-packaged foods, you get what you get. You have no say over the ingredients, sodium level, etc. By doing just a little extra work and buying the unpackaged food yourself and making it, you not only save a ton of money, but you get the food and the meal exactly the way you want it. So here are my top 10 worst offenders when it comes to pre-packaged food and how easy, money-saving, and convenient it is to just buy the ingredients yourself and make it on your own. Deli food is convenient for sure, but that cost of convenience is high. And the truth is, you can often make the same thing yourself, but better. And coleslaw is perhaps the prime example of this. At its simplest, coleslaw is shredded cabbage, carrots, and dressing. You can slice up everything with a knife, but if you have a food processor, you can make deli-worthy coleslaw in seconds. It's also a great way to make use of this machine or learn to get comfortable with it. Simply quarter a head of cabbage and remove its tough core, and then cut those pieces into a size that will fit through your food processor's chute. Attach the slicing blade, turn the machine on, and go to town. Isn't this fun? Dump the cabbage into a bowl, peel a few carrots, now attach the grater blade and do the same thing. This is how it's done in a deli, and you're doing it at home. You can use any dressing you please, and if you want to make your own traditional creamy slaw dressing, it's as simple as combining mayonnaise and, if you want, sour cream, a bit of sugar, salt, pepper, and then some apple cider vinegar. Throw in a few caraway seeds if you want something even more special. Whisk this together and boom, you've just made a simple slaw dressing. This is so much better than that soggy excuse for slaw in the deli. If you've ever made a quesadilla, you probably just grabbed a bag of pre-shredded cheese. It's convenient for sure, but did you realize you might be paying double the cost of just buying a block of cheese and shredding it yourself? It's true. Just look at the little per ounce price and you'll see exactly how much you're either saving or overpaying. And beyond just saving money by shredding cheese yourself, you'll only get cheese. See, pre-shredded cheese has extra ingredients such as anti-caking agents to keep the cheese strands separate. The issue is this can affect both the way cheese melts and its quality and taste. If I'm buying cheese, I only want cheese. Of course, shredding cheese is easy and can actually be a fun way to get the family involved in cooking, whether with a box grater, rotary grater, or, here again, the shredding blade of a food processor. Restaurants and stores love to sell pasta because it makes a ton of money. Pasta is among the least expensive ingredients, yet it can cost $20 or more. It's not much better packaged at the store, whether to be eaten hot as a lunch or dinner or cold as pasta salad. If you can boil water, you can cook pasta at home. And making your own sauce isn't hard either. It also allows you to experiment with different ingredients. Try my puttanesca, for instance, or check out my video on 5 easy ways to improve any pasta dish. Doing this one thing alone can save you a ton of money if you love to eat pasta. The first time I saw packaged hard-boiled eggs at the store, I must have thought it was a joke. And when I saw the price, I was shocked. It just didn't make sense. One could buy a dozen eggs for the price of a single hard-boiled one. Hard-boiling eggs isn't hard either. And if you're hesitant to do so and eat them often, you can always buy an automatic egg cooker. I purchased one new in the box at a thrift store years ago and still use it to this day. It really simplifies the process, is fully automatic, and turns out perfect eggs every time. If you love boiled eggs, getting one of these devices for about $20 or so will pay for itself in no time. Here again, every time I see packaged popcorn, I think, why? I mean, potato chips I can understand, because making those at home, as we did a while back, is admittedly a process. But popcorn? Come on. Here again, a machine makes it so easy, and I'm not talking about a microwave. Skip that nasty stuff and use something as ubiquitous as the simple air popper or my favorite popcorn making machine, the West Bend Stir Crazy. Here again, I bought one of those new in the box for a few bucks at a thrift store, and I love the popcorn it produces. It's fun to watch, too. That's priceless. Here's something even a child can put together, yet how many of us overpay for someone else to slap ingredients between a couple pieces of bread? Seriously, buy some bread, get the lunch meat, cheese, or veggies of your choice, and put it together. Doing this yourself gets you the exact and only ingredients you want. For example, gluten-free bread and perhaps organic cheese. Plus, the bread can be used for countless other things as well, from toast and French toast to croutons and breadcrumbs. Here's a staple ingredient that can cost so much prepackaged, but is almost free if you make it yourself. In fact, you might be throwing away what's needed to do so. You know those rotisserie chickens you see near the deli? Those are an exception to my no deli food rule because they are always perfectly cooked and oftentimes less expensive than buying and cooking a chicken yourself. And their parts hold value. Those roasted bones and meat scraps make perfect stock. When you're done eating the main parts of the chicken, just throw the remnants into a pot or electric pressure cooker like an Instant Pot, along with water and veggies, and you'll get amazing homemade chicken broth. Drinks can be a huge wallet drainer, and I think the worst offender of all is bottled tea. I mean, come on, who can't make tea? Grab a bag or several of your choice of tea, boil water, and pour the water over the tea bags. Want it sweet? Add sugar, honey, agave, or whatever. There, you just made tea. Want it iced? Pour it over ice. A tea bag costs literally pennies. There's no reason to spend several dollars on a bottle of tea. Ooh, simple syrup. Sounds so fancy for your home bar or coffee station, right? Simple syrup is truly simple. It's literally sugar water. Here again, if you can boil water, you can make simple syrup. To make, boil water, add sugar, stir. There, you just made simple syrup. And when you do it yourself, you can add extra flavors, like citrus zest or even herbs. You can also use the sweetener of your choice and as much or as little of it as you want. Lastly, here's another drink that might be costing you hundreds of dollars or more per year. I have one every day, and if I were buying them at the store, I would easily spend $1,000 a year. Instead, I make my own, and I made an entire video on how to do it that I'll link in the description below. Again, you get to use the exact ingredients and quantities that you want, so you get the flavor and exact things to meet your preferences and needs. If you're into protein shakes, be sure to check out that entire video on how to make a fabulous one. So there you go, from coleslaw to your own shredded cheese and popcorn. Now you can see how easy it is to not waste money and get better ingredients and thus better meals. But now I want to hear from you. Are there any foods or meals that you've learned to make on your own and have saved a ton of money while doing so? Let me know in the comments below. Oh, and speaking of money, it was fake, guys. If I had burned the real thing, that really would have been the antithesis to this entire episode. Okay, before we get to trivia time, a little show and tell. And not only am I a sucker for food processors, I am a sucker for vintage cookbooks. And I found this while thrifting this week, the Food Processor Cookbook. I think this was published in like 1976, but really good condition and just such a charming book. I just love the way things were written back then. And this is sage advice that I think still is relevant today. Let me read you this quote from this book. I absolutely love it. It says, "Food prepared with love and creativity is enjoyed the most. And the cook who can sing in the kitchen with a lilting heart has the most fun." You know, they don't write stuff like that anymore. Really cool find, and I'm looking forward to making a lot of things in the food processor thanks to this cool book. Okay, trivia time. Last week I asked you to identify these little guys, these little brown orbs, and several of you knew exactly what this is. This is allspice, a very interesting spice that kind of looks like a giant peppercorn. Should we do an entire episode on allspice? If you want that, let me know in the comments below. Congratulations to everybody who correctly identified these as allspice. For this week's culinary trivia, look at these beautiful and fragrant leaves. What are they? If you know what this is, or if you have a guess, put it in the comments below, and I will, of course, let you know the correct answer in the next episode. As always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Until next time, I hope you want to cook.